Good day, cretins. Today we do a bit of graph interpretation. So let's go through the question as follows. The question reads as follows. It says, sketched below are the graphs of f of x and g of x. So f of x, as we can see, is a parabola, whereas g of x is an exponential graph. So also what we do notice is that these two graphs, they intersect each other at P, and this point here is the y-intercept. We can already note the coordinates as 0 and positive 3, and then we also have, if we can focus on this line here, that there is the horizontal asymptote for g of x. Remember, g of x here is a exponential graph, so we can already note the equation for the horizontal asymptote, y is equals to 2. Okay, so let's go to the first question. It says both graphs intersect at point P. We've noted that already, intersect at this point, right? And then they say show by observations and calculations that we need to find the given parameters A, Q, M, and T. So let's see on the equations what those parameters stand for. So on the parabola, Q is the y-intercept. We've seen the y-intercept to be 3, so we can already, just by observation, note that Q is equals to 3. And then for the exponential, we know that T stands for the horizontal asymptote, so we can already denote T as 2. And then also we've got a point P that these two graphs share in common, so we can substitute these coordinates into the equation to find A and M respectively. So let's do that. So let's focus on f of x, right? When the input is 1, the output is 4. Let's use these coordinates. When f of x is 4, x is 1. So this is 1 squared, and we have q to be 3. So this is 4 is equals to a plus 3. Therefore, a should be equals to positive 1, right? And the same can be done there. When the output is 4, the input is 1 plus 2. So this is 2 is equals to m, right? Therefore, m should be equals to 2. So just for verification purposes, a is equals to 1, q is equals to 3, m is equals to 2, and t is equals to 2. So our parameters are correct. So if we go to the next question, it says use the graph to determine the value or values of x for which f of x is smaller than or equals to g of x. So we've established f of x to be the parabola. You can just note it above. Let's use a different color. Let's use the colors that we have there. The parabola is green. So parabola, and g of x is the exponential. So where is the exponential greater than or equals to the parabola? Let's have a look. Remember, it says the exponential has to be greater than or equals to the parabola. So let's have a look here on the graph. So this one has to be greater than that one, greater than or equals to. And if you pay close attention to the graph, it only happens right over there. Let's zoom in there. G of x is greater than f of x here, and it's nowhere else, and they are equal there, and they are equal there. So let's see this in terms of x, where this happens. So this happens at x is equals to 1, and for this point here it's 0, so it happens in this region. So this happens, so g of x is greater than f of x when x is smaller than or equals to 1, or smaller than or greater than or equals to 0. So g of x is greater than or equals to f of x when x is smaller than or equals to 1 and x is greater than or equals to 0. So we can just already note that there. And the second one is when f of x, the parabola, is positive. When it's greater than 0, it means it's positive. So it's above the x-axis. So for all f of x, the parabola is positive, is above the x-axis for all values of x. There's no place on the graph where it's minus. It's all positive. It's all above the x-axis. So for this one, it means that x is an element of real numbers. For all values of x, f of x is above the, or f of x is positive. And 6.3 says determine the equation of h of x. The results when f of x is shifted 5 units down. So we can already note that is minus 5 units. It's most in the down, 5 units down in the form of h of x. So therefore, we can just algebraically write that down. We can say h of x is equals to g of x. Remember, there's a vertical shift, so it's minus 5. So g of x was defined to be, g of x is x squared. G of x is x squared plus 3. So it's x squared plus 3 minus 5. So this is equals to x squared minus 2. I just want us to have a look here. F of x is shifted 5 units down. So it means there's a vertical shift. So it means all values of y. If the y-intercept was here, it means it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So that it means the new y-intercept is there. And likewise, all other points will be going 5 units downwards. 5 units downwards. All other points will be going 5 units downwards. So just roughly, the new graph would look like this. Not a very accurate picture, but it would look something like that. Just remember, this is just a very rough schematic. It's just to illustrate that all points on f of x get shifted 5 units downwards. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.